banded together with everybody in DFY Real Estate, I feel this sense of like when I'm talking to the property managers and everybody, the realtors and everything like that, they really want me to have a good experience because they want you guys to have a good experience, which is great. Yeah, a lot of mental apprehension. And in fact, we still hadn't hired a property manager for our duplex. I'd been told all these horror property management stories, and I was so nervous to turn it over. No one could love our house like we do. No one could run it like we do and care about it like we do. And then the fact that, like you said, if something happens and goes wrong in Indiana, not a chance I'm I'm doing anything about it, or I even know what to do about it, right? I'm very unhandy, very not great at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Steve's handy. I'm not handy.
The handyman. Okay, I'm gonna call Steve next time.
He knows that stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, so super apprehensive about the whole process. And the one thing I remember because I've bought a bunch since then, right? Is as they worked me through like the second and third one, I was like, I just remember like it just went well on the first one. Like you guys told me what to do next, and I did it, and it went well.
That's awesome.
And I talk to Adam every time about that, like, oh, you're good. Just keep doing your thing. I'm not stressed because I know you guys always know what's next for me. And yeah, that's the feeling I remember. You mentioned one of the biggest ones last year was my accountant said you need tax breaks. So we needed tax breaks last year, and it was the last year we could do the 100% accelerated appreciation. So needed to run with that. And then I'm trying to remember what else. There was a couple big reasons, but the other big one was we had enough equity to refi. So kind of using your method, we were able to pull out of, I think that original Indiana property actually got refinanced. It made more than enough in that refi to turn around and buy the Oklahoma property. So the timing was just right at that point. It was a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 tax break while I didn't have to put any money in. It was a beautiful strategy. My fear of property managers is they're not going to take me seriously, which I really don't think they would if I wasn't doing it through here, because me and my one Provo house, right, is making them $100 a month. Like, I'm nothing in their big pool of people, and I've always felt like banded together with everybody in DFY Real Estate, I feel this sense of, like, when I'm talking to the property managers and everybody, the realtors and everything like that, they really want me to have a good experience because they want you guys to have a good experience, which is great. COVID, right, was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and we had that first property. Again, every story revolves around that first property, it seems, but that property in Indiana, our initial tenants, seemed great until COVID, and then took advantage of some of the things that happened during COVID, and really trashed the house. Like, we're talking like pee, poo, whatever, everywhere, right? I don't know animal, people. It was pretty destroyed, and they took advantage of the fact that during COVID we weren't allowed to boot them, and so they were doing that. They stopped paying rent while simultaneously destroying the house. And if I had been without property managers or without any support, I would have gone nuts in that case, right? I would have got one of those little letters in the mail that says, hey, I'll buy your house for half what it's worth in a day. And I'd be like, sold, take that house. But I didn't. The property management handled it really well. Most importantly, keeping me up to date with, like, this is the legality of what's going on. Here's where we're at. It's frustrating that you can't do anything, but this is, at least what your options are and kind of where it is. And they ended up negotiating and working a way to get the tenant out. But that was simultaneously frustrating, but also very relieving to have somebody there helping me through what could have been a very frustrating process and could have lost me a significant amount of money. And like I said, in the end, they were able to negotiate because of experience and the fact that they have lawyers and things like that, negotiate something that I guess minimize the pain from that situation. And I talked to, I don't know if Adam was my coach back then, but years ago when I was like, I think I'm going to hold off because I think markets are at the top, right? And this is like 3-4 years ago after I just bought my one property. And he's like, do you, but look at the numbers. And like, if I were you, I would just be steady when you have a chance, buy a property, don't try and work the system. And so we bought 2 more in Tennessee. And I can say we're this close. We probably could qualify to refi those and pull out and do another purchase with each of those. We just haven't yet. But we would have missed all. We probably would have missed 100 and something thousand in equity had we gone that way. And so for me, it's always been just mentally I wasn't, but you guys helped me understand this. The slow and steady tortoise. Just get into them when you have a chance. And like I kind of talked about, it was so nerve-wracking at first, and then I've kind of gone through all these worst-case scenarios in my head, and it's like, it wouldn't be that bad, if your tenants did this, if your tenants did that, if you lost your tenants, they walked out on you. It's in so much demand, right? Like this single family house, there is so much demand for that the worst case scenario is just not that terrible in the long run. And so, and the potential for reward is just crazy, right? The balance, it's such an imbalance, and that's kind of what I'd say.
I love that. It is an imbalance in that way. I love the way you put that. And if you are doing the right kind of real estate in the right market with the right types of, with the right approach, it's not to say that you can't lose, but it's really hard to lose, which is why we are always focused on getting on base with real estate, hitting real estate singles. That's what Moneyball Real Estate is all about. You've been such a good example of that. Thank you so much.